Good evening, everybody. Welcome to my kitchen. Give me just a second here while I share the goods into my parties that are going on right now and onto my cooking page. So tonight we're going to have really nice Salisbury steak by Matthew Bounds, who's the Barefoot Neighbor on most social platforms, I think. But the recipe is found in his book, Y'all Come Fix You a Plate, Unless You're an Asshole. So that's kind of fun. So dinner tonight is from this cookbook, and it's on page 44. So this recipe is delicious, you guys. I pretty much have everything prepped right here in front of us. We are going to cook it in our nonstick stainless steel pan. Let me just show you this really quick. So in the pan, it's got, can you hear that? So it's got the nonstick material right into the pan, but then it's also got the stainless that sticks up a little bit. So you get all of the functionality of cooking with stainless steel with the ease of cleaning with nonstick. So it's pretty awesome. This one here is our 12-inch pan. So I gotta throw some oil in there. The recipe says to coat the skillet just enough to cover the bottom. So we'll do that right quick. Get that out of the way. Swirl that around. Swirling it around. So what's everybody having for dinner tonight? Let me know in the comments. Guys doing good stuff? Doing leftovers? Stopping to go somewhere? I know I've not been live in about 500 months of Sundays, right? It's been a long, long time. So let's see. I hate touching raw hamburger, raw chicken, just raw meat. So I always put on gloves. I just think it's gross to touch that. So in our stainless steel mixing bowl, we've got 1 pound of ground beef. We're going to add in an egg. We'll throw that over there. So we added in an egg. Then we're going to put in 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire. So we've got that in there. Then we need, it calls for 1 tablespoon, or measure with your heart, basically, of mustard. I'm pretty particular. It's got to be French's. And we're just going to measure with our heart. And that's about 1 tablespoon. And then we need to throw in 3/4 cups of breadcrumbs. These are super awesome. See how it's on an angle? So you can just have it sitting on the counter like this, and you can totally see the measurements without actually having to move it. Chicken quesadillas from Jack's Place. Delicious. So those are just some panko breadcrumbs we're throwing in there. And then a package of Lipton onion soup mix. So Lipton onion soup mix. Ooh, BLTs. Yum. When you make your BLTs, do you do them super fancy, or are they just the traditional BLT way? So, and now we mix. So I don't know if any of you saw my post the other day. Stacy, I know you did, and I need to get back to you. If you are a teacher, or you know a teacher, love a teacher, if your child's just starting school, you know, most teachers, actually I'm going to say probably almost all teachers, have to spend so much of their own money to buy school supplies. You don't want to overmix it because you don't want the meat to get rough. And then we have to form it into 4 or so patties. If you know a teacher, love a teacher, are a teacher, let me know. In August, I'm doing a fundraiser for you. I didn't know I was going live either until I got home. If you are a teacher, know a teacher, love a teacher, I am doing fundraisers in August for teachers. you get 20% of your sales and a gift card to your choice of store to help buy school supplies for your classroom. Pretty awesome. So in lieu of the host credits and free products, you get the gift card instead. So I'm doing that for teachers because I think it's a pretty sad state that they have to buy their own stuff. Well, this one's going to be a little smaller. Let's pull some out of this one. All right, let's see. Who's all watching? Say hello. Give us a shout. Please love this video. Share this video. Let everyone know that you know a Pampered Chef consultant that would love to help them get some amazing Pampered Chef products in their kitchen. I'm going to take off a glove so I can turn the pan on. And then in just a second, once we get the oil glistening and hot, we're going to add our patties. Thanks, Stace. You know, why not share the love? I mean, it's just sad that teachers have to do that. Like I always say, why are they paying athletes so much money to chase a ball around, but yet they pay teachers a song to teach the youth of America and to form the country? You know, wouldn't be in half the state we're in now if we had a decent educational system. Thank you. Appreciate the share. All right, this is pretty much good. Nice and glistening. So we're just going to put our patties in. The recipe says to cook them for about 2 to 3 minutes on each side, because then we're going to take them out and make our sauce. I remember growing up, our family used to call them the gravy drop-ins. They were those frozen gravy meals that came in a little box that you would put in the freezer, and then they were in a plastic pouch that you would just drop in boiling water. Do you guys remember those? And Salisbury steak was always one of my favorites. So when I saw this recipe and I tried it, it's like, holy crap, this is delicious. And it took me back to my youth. I was like, that's pretty awesome. So with dinner tonight, we're going to have some baked potatoes. So basically, I take them and stab them up with a fork and then throw them in the microwave till they're done. Everybody's got a different way to do potatoes. This is super easy. Stab them with a fork so they don't explode. And what's really good about this recipe is you don't drain the beef. You leave all the juices right in that pan. That way, it adds all that extra delicious flavor. But we're using lean ground beef anyway. So because we're using lean ground beef, there won't be a ton of extra fat and juices in there, other than the olive or the oil that we put in there. We use canola oil today. But yeah, not only is August a great month for teachers with me hosting that fundraiser for y'all, it's also a really, really good month to have a party, because you get 60% off any electronic in the catalog. And our hosts get exclusive access to some of the fall products that are not even released yet. So August is a pretty sweet month to book a party. Let me know. If you're super local to me, I have a few dates available. If you're not that local to me, I've got all kinds of dates available for virtual parties. Because, you know, doing them on Facebook, we've got all kinds of time to have those. All right, so we're going to use, what are these called? I forget. But they're pretty cool. They work just like our other tongs. So when you tip them upside down, the lock falls down. And they're closed. When they're up, watch right here, you squeeze them together, that's going to fall down and they open up. So you've got two different sides on them. The one side is smooth and the other side's got a groove. But it allows you to flip your burger without splashing a mess. Because, you know, normally you go to flip it and you wind up having to drop it in the grease. And by dropping it in the grease, then it just makes this huge, nasty mess. But look at how gorgeous that is. Like, you wouldn't get that kind of a sear and that kind of a cook on those out of just a regular nonstick pan. So they look like that because we're doing it in the nonstick stainless steel. So because it's got that stainless steel coating, well, the stainless steel pan, they look amazing. But you guys, it smells delicious already. Cannot wait for dinner. Super hungry. Had one piece of leftover pizza for lunch today. That was left over from lunch yesterday. So I'm kind of hungry. So after you cook them, we're going to turn the heat down, and then we're going to make a roux and our own gravy. You know, cast iron is a great pan to cook with, but you either love it or you hate it. People have a love-hate relationship with cast iron. They do take a lot of TLC until you get them nice and seasoned. But once they're nice and seasoned, they're amazing to cook with. You're absolutely right. For steaks or burgers, to get a nice sear on chicken, they're great to sear a roast and then throw it in the oven with. However, cast iron's heavy, so a lot of people don't really like to cook with cast iron. Yeah, we do have some coated cast iron pieces. I absolutely love our Dutch oven. Our 6-quart Dutch oven is awesome to make a homemade baked beans in. But yeah, so after we get them all done and we get the sauce made, then they cook in the sauce for about 10 to 15 minutes. You'll see that. So I'm not going to keep you for all of that. We'll just go ahead and stop the video, and then I'll just share a picture of it with y'all when it's done. But we're going to go ahead, I think. Let's check this side. Oh yeah. We're going to go ahead and let it drip down. We're going to turn the heat down to medium low. Get these out of the grease. And I'm doubling the recipe for the gravy because I want more gravy made. So we are going, close. My hand kept bumping it. We're going to throw in a half a stick of butter. Let that melt down, and then we're going to add in 4 tablespoons of all-purpose flour is what the recipe calls for. I added in a tablespoon of cornstarch just because I wanted to get it a little bit thicker than what it was the last time I made it. Now, the awesome thing about these pans is you can use metal in them, and I don't have our sauce whisk, which is basically a larger whisk that's coated in some silicone. So I am just using our little whipper here, which is great for making chocolate milk. As you see, it's great to do this with. So now we're slowly going to add in our flour and cornstarch mixture. And we're going to cook this until the flour turns brown. Because you want to cook all that flour taste out of the flour. So we're going to let that go for a minute or two here. Yep, so you just constantly stir it until it turns brown. That's kind of a tan color now. But can you hear the stainless and the stainless rubbing together? Can you guys hear that? It's getting there. Almost got the color we want. What I need to do is I need to learn how to record and then edit and splice all my videos. That way I can make them shorter for you guys so you don't have to sit here and watch the whole process. But why not cook with me, huh? How fun is that? Almost there. If we don't let it cook out, the gravy will definitely taste like flour. And not only that, but it'll be a lighter color. So instead of it being a dark brown gravy, it'll be like a tannish color. Which is fine that it's tannish color. But it'll taste a little flourish, and we don't want that. Nobody likes tasting that taste of flour. It's almost there. Can you see how it's getting darker? You guys can see that. It should be just another minute or two. And because we're using the metal whisk on the stainless pan, it's getting all those little bits up that the hamburger cooked and got stuck to the pan. That's called fond. It's called fond. Sorry, I was reading a text message that was coming through. They will get answered back when I'm done. It'll be all right. So yeah, I don't know. Can you see those little bibbits in there? I think you can. Can you? Yeah, I think so. So, the fond is actually what gives your gravy the flavor. There we go. See how it's nice and brown now? Recipe calls for 2 cups of low sodium beef stock. We're just going to use 4. And we're going to turn the heat up just a skosh. And the reason why we're using 4 is because, like I said, I wanted to double the recipe. They have extra sauce. Ooh, I just splashed. And I'm dripping on my stove. Don't tell me. I'm the one that's got to clean up, so who cares, right? But see how the gravy is kind of a darker color? And it'll get thicker as it cooks. And if I have to, I'll melt a little bit of butter and add some cornstarch to it and put it in there so then it'll lighten it out. But it'll be alright because most of it's already done. And then we're just going to put our patties back in. And I turn the heat up just a little bit more. And we're going to cook them. Oh, you know what? I forgot to season, you guys. Dude, my goodness. So, supposed to season your sauce with garlic powder and onion powder and salt and pepper. I should have done this while we were mixing it into the roux, but I forgot. I love the Pampered Chef salt and pepper grinders. These things are awesome. You always want to do fresh salt and pepper. Fresh ground anyway. You get so much better flavor. Don't put in very much salt because of the salts in the butter and the salts in the broth. Need to get it off the patties there. Let's get a spoon. Let's get a spoon. We'll just put some of the gravy over the top to get that off of there. Ta-da. See, you don't have to be perfect to be a Pampered Chef consultant. You just need to know how to follow directions and cook, and not even, because you see, I just screwed that up and forgot to do that and put the gravy or the seasonings in there. Now I'm going to cover it and I'm going to leave the lid askew. Turn it down just a little bit more. Actually, I'm just going to put it on the whole way. So it says leave it covered for 10 to 15 minutes. Just check on it to make sure that it doesn't overboil. So, how great is that? But you know, looks delicious. The recipe, please. The recipe states it's in Matthew Bound's cookbook. Y'all Come Fix You a Plate by the Barefoot Neighbor. It's Matthew Bounds. He's from the Gulf Coast of Mississippi. He's from Gulfport. So, it's kind of fun. Nice little tie there. Checking the potatoes, y'all. Oh, and the potatoes. Do 2 more minutes and those will be done. But yeah, so it's called Really Nice Salisbury Steak in the Y'all Come Fix You a Plate Unless You're an Asshole cookbook by Matthew Bounds. That's him. That's the book. This is the Pride edition that he had out for sale in June to celebrate Pride Month. And then it's kind of cool because when you flip through the pages, it's super thick quality. It's a great book. See, it's got the Pride flag. So, yeah. And look, be unapologetically you. It's a great cookbook, you guys. There's a lot of really good recipes in there. But anyway, so yeah, like I said, you don't have to be perfect to be a Pampered Chef consultant. You just have to be pampered. But yeah, so in August, if you join the team, start your own Pampered Chef business, you will get, you ready? 100% of your kit money back once you sell $1,250 in sales, which is just a couple parties. Swear to God. Some people do it in 1 party, some do it in 2, some might do it in 5. You just never know. All depends on how good your party goes. But you get a 100% kit rebate. So not only do you make over $400 in commission, you get your kit money back. And you can spend roughly just $250 for your kit for the most expensive, or you can spend $50 for the cheapest. And by doing that, you get, with the $250 kit, you're getting over $1,000 in product. So you get $1,000 in product, you get a $400 paycheck, you get extra free things that we're giving away, as well as a couple other little incentive tricks that we've got going. You'd have to let me know, and I'll tell you a little bit more about it. Thanks, Brad. I didn't feel like making mashed potatoes tonight, so we're doing baked potato. I'm like, baked potato work. But I do need to think of a vegetable, and I do have some corn on the cob. So I'm thinking that I might boil up some corn on the cob. But I'd have to wash a pan for that. My pan's dirty that I'd make it in, but whatever. So while we let this boil, I'm going to figure out what kind of vegetable we're going to have. And after everything is all done cooking, check this out. After everything's done cooking and we get it plated up, I will post a picture in the comments. But please don't forget to love this live video. Share this live video with your friends and family. Let them know that you know an amazing Pampered Chef consultant that would love to help them get some amazing Pampered Chef products in their kitchen for free. And it would be my pleasure to help you guys earn extra money to help pay off whatever you need to pay off. And don't forget to please let everyone you know that knows a teacher, loves a teacher, has a teacher, is a teacher, that I'm offering 20% of your party sales in August to donate to that school teacher of your choice. That way they can go and buy school supplies, because a lot of them have to take it out of their own pocket. All right, guys, that's what's for dinner tonight. Thanks for joining our kitchen. Happy cooking.